So we're here in Manhattan, Kansas at the Foundation Sports Facility. Huge warehouse type gym, really open platform. We have all of our leg training equipment over here, and we have our upper body equipment over here. There's a functional room in the back, which there's no fucking way these two are gonna go back there because we ain't functional. We are swole and sexy, so we're gonna get this bicep and tricep workout in. Let's get it, let's go. So first exercise we're gonna do is going to be a push down with a rope. We're gonna use like one of these. I like to call this like a rope. It kind of mimics the rope that you would use with the balls at the end. I'm gonna use different variations. I'm gonna start at the top. I'm gonna use the middle and go on the wide. So kind of hit it from a few different angles. This will allow my hands to come out either in the beginning, not as wide, and then get wider and then wider as I go. We're gonna start really light. I'm gonna warm up these elbows, triceps before biceps today. What do we want to do? Yeah, let's do triceps before biceps. We're gonna do the entire tricep workout. Sometimes we do triceps and biceps in the same workout, but we said it, we're gonna do triceps the entire workout and then move into biceps. So, as I use each one, I actually sit lower. So my legs are actually moving out. The reason is that if I was to stand straight up and do this exercise right here, so say right here, stand up, this is the top of the motion. So I'm not gonna be able to stretch out the arm. I'm not gonna be able to get as much of here. So obviously if I went into here, this hand position, okay, I have to pull it down. Because I'm here, when I go into the lower position, this is me standing straight up. Obviously, it's not a full stretch. Me letting the feet out in front of me. Now I'm getting a full stretch. So the idea is you want to make sure you're having a full stretch at the top and coming out and extending as much as you can. Stretch, extension. When you guys are going from gym to gym, the stacks, the weight that you're using means absolutely nothing. Specifically on and 100% on all the machines, okay? Because pulleys are gonna hit differently, the weight stacks are gonna hit differently. Now, when you're doing bench press, you know, incline, flat, deadlifts, squats, any of the free weight exercises, the weight should be relatively the same. Now, obviously the bar thickness can be a little bit different, so it can kind of change how it feels, but shouldn't be that much of a difference. So we're moving into the next exercise, and sometimes when it's not broke, you don't fix it. So we were doing an extension that we come from here and extending out here. We're gonna do an extension where we're just pushing straight down. And then I'm gonna finish with something that's over the head as my third exercise. We'll see depending on if we're gonna do a fourth exercise as well, because again, we have biceps today. So when you're doing two muscle groups, especially two small muscle groups, you gotta be careful not to overdo it. We'll say the first because you're not going to be able to give the second one enough energy and so forth. So we're going to get a close stance here. I'm going to do one warm up. We got the same weight that we were doing the push down. Now in this, because we are doing a push instead of extending out, be able to use a little bit more weight is better leverage. And so I'm going to start with the weight that we were using as a warm-up, and then judging on that, we're going to got to move to the next weight stack. So yeah, I can tell right away just lifting this right here, it's in a much better leverage point. 1, 2. All right, now we're going to get a normal rest. Actually not a full rest, but we're going to get a nice little 30 to 45 second rest. The 1 and some carbos. Get Ziploc bags, guys. So when you're traveling, another thing that you guys might not be aware of, you can bring food into an airport. You can bring supplements into an airport. I have bags, Ziploc bags of all my Alpha Sub vitamins, from Todka to Defender to Vites, Joint, all of our stuff all in one Ziploc bag. They don't check it. They're not worried about it. I have carbs. Mixed with my pre-workout, I have carbs as for my post-workout. I have Ziploc bags of protein. So I know that question comes up a lot. Can you travel with your supplements? Abso-fucking-lutely, especially in the US. I don't know in other countries. I haven't done as much international travel, but in the US, I always travel with my supplements, and they don't care one single bit. Okay, so we've done, so that's what I like to give you guys an explanation. So we've done this motion where we're bringing it across right there. Okay, then we did a motion where we're pushing it straight down. So what we want to do is now work on a stretch. So it's going to have to be an overhead version. We're going to use this little contraption over here. It's kind of like there's a preacher bench set up. And so we're going to sit on that preacher bench. And a little pain in the ass to get the exercise started because you have to put it up and over our heads. It's just kind of a little awkward to get it in position, but now we're in position, and it just extend. Same motion as we would do in the beginning, or just overhead. So just hitting the tricep from all different angles. There's 3 heads of the tricep, so we're hitting all different heads of the tricep with the exercises. You gotta also make sure that the arm is in a fixed position. On all these things, we're not swaying the shoulders back and forth, keeping the head above here. It's in a fixed position. We're not coming back and using this, because eventually what's gonna happen is, just like when we start doing our bicep training, you don't want to start utilizing the shoulder, the lats, to get that contract, like finish the exercise. So it's important that you kind of keep that in the fixed position. Then again, with this type of exercise where it's behind you and over your head, you want to be careful too. Putting that weight in that position can also be a little bit compromising for the shoulders if you're not careful. So got to keep making sure that you're always doing things smart and not being stupid with it. We're going to move right into it. The next thing we're going to do is a bent over 2-arm dumbbell kickback. Start with 60s. Okay. Then we're going to sit back on the seat. We're going to talk to you for a little bit. And then we're going to do it again. We're going to talk and we're going to do it again. That's what bodybuilding is all about. I like to do 3 sets. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go into it. Let's go. 60s, baby. I'm going to turn it over here so you can see his juicy triceps. Whoop. Let's go. Let's go. All right, we did 15 on that, so I'm going to move it up 65. 65 is the easy weight. Felt good. You know, the cool thing about this exercise as well, and I'll just be very straight, is that when you get in that position, not only are you seeing your biceps get a nice pump, you're seeing your triceps, the back of your triceps getting pumped, you're holding it in that position, so your shoulders are pumped, and that's like the gratification when you're in the gym and you're lean. You get to see all the hard work popping. Let's go. Did 8 on each set. They felt good. Again, this is an exercise because you're in a bent position. You can just throw that shit back, but if you don't control it, if you don't pull it on the way back, squeeze, it's pretty useless exercise. Biceps is next on the agenda. We're starting with a cable preacher. So we have this preacher bench set up right next to a cable. I've done a couple warm-up sets already. We're going to go into probably our last warm-up set. We'll probably feel like 6 of these. And then we'll move into our working set with a 12 reps being the focus on this. Said it before, like using a cable or machine preacher as opposed to free weight preachers. Even though this one's a little bit of a pain in the ass to get him. So when it comes to biceps and triceps, one of the reasons I have a better triceps, in my opinion, is that when I get into the motion, when I get into the exercise, it's very easy for me to engage. When it comes to biceps, I have this balancing act between
using too light of weight and then using too heavy of weight. Because when I use too light a weight, obviously I don't feel it. It's not challenging. When I use too heavy a weight, it completely doesn't work any of my biceps. So with triceps, I can use lightweight and I can feel it, and I can use heavyweight, and most of the time I can feel it. Now, obviously, if I use too much weight, then I just, can't. But I have to find that balance when it comes to biceps. So not every muscle group is going to connect the same. And it is frustrating because usually the muscle groups that you want to improve more, that you need to improve more, you're going to have those issues connecting with those muscles. So it's important, in my opinion, to find the exercises that work for you, that you're going to get a great muscle pump and a connection, and really double down on those exercises. Don't just do exercises that you see other people that might have big arms or big legs or big calves or whatever doing. You got to do the ones that you feel the best. 15, this one felt great. Cool thing about this gym is they have, similar to some of the LA Fitnesses, even though most LA Fitnesses in Miami suck, they just run down and they don't treat them well. On the smaller dumbbells, they jump up all the way to the 60s, by 2.5 pounds. So, as I was mentioning on the last set, increasing the weight, even though I'm getting a great muscle pump, probably doesn't make sense because I'm going to feel less of it in the biceps, even though, I'm doing these sets of 15. In this case, this is only a 2.5 pound increase, whereas the other side, I was doing a 10 pound increase on each side. So when I'm able to use the 2.5 pound increases, sometimes it's definitely worth doing it because I did get 15 and I wasn't pushing myself super hard. I don't ever like to go to absolute failure when it comes to preacher curls because you are putting your bicep in a very compromising position at the bottom part. So I don't want to ever put myself in a very compromising position like a biceps and stuff like that, especially when I stay lean as I do. There's a lot of a lot of more opportunity in a sense to pull something, tear something, and my mantra when I'm on the road, I never push myself to absolute failure. So I made up a little idea what we're going to do right here. Fourth exercise is going to be a single arm on the side of the body, kind of like, it's like an incline curl. It's kind of mimic an incline curl. Right? Last but not least is we're going to do what Mike Mentzer made popular with his underhand grip down for biceps. So we're engaging no lat with this. The idea is we're pulling it down, utilizing our biceps in underhand fashion. Find the weakness for this. Felt great. It's one of those exercises that feels awesome. Completely different feel. So like when you first learn how to do this exercise, it is a completely different feel than all your other bicep exercises because you're pulling down. You're not pulling from this range, you're not pulling from this range, you're not pulling from a preacher range. You're literally pulling down, and all of the emphasis is on your biceps. Whereas if you do this exercise normally and you engage the lats and pull them back, yes, you do feel it in your arms, but you don't get that swelling pump that you do in your biceps. So really good exercise. I like to use it as a finisher. Haven't used it in the beginning of my workouts, but maybe try that in the future. Set 2 of 3. So we did lats yesterday. I'm starting to get a fucking lat pump on this one. So I guess even if you try to kind of keep it in the biceps, you are going to get some of that engagement, especially because we did lats yesterday. So it's right up in the armpit, kind of by that area. So obviously I'm not getting that full contraction back, but because I'm in that stretch position, I'm definitely feeling it there. Fuck it. Get a little back pump, the bicep pump. So last one. So a little bit more of a break. And we're gonna go into it. Last set of the day. And we need to that post-workout shake. Get back to the hotel and fucking chill, bro. It's been a bullshit day. Traveling is not sexy. Okay, it's great to see different places. In between some of the sets, I've talked with a few of you guys here. A whole couple that was working out, so. But it's definitely long days, completely different than my normal schedule. So we're gonna go into it last one. That's all she wrote. Biceps locked in, loaded. There we go. Like I said, we have an awesome gym here. Manhattan, Kansas, big ass fucking place. Be a little functional section. We'll go over there for a second. As I said before, a big stool ain't functional, so we're just going here to show you guys we ain't gonna be doing any of this shit. But yeah, they got a cool functional area, big functional area. So turf, got some huge squat racks. I forget what those are called. Those are like the fucking powerlifting ones. So they got the bench press, deadlift platform, low CrossFit area, the treadmills. So yeah, it's cool. It's one of the cool things about traveling all over the country is that you get to see all these other badass gyms that are everywhere, and there's all places that you can go work out. So we're all done with biceps today. Let's get it. Let's go. Big Stu, baby. Boom.